Good morning. I hope you are good and safe. Today in this video, I will explain you the last chapter of our English book Beehive. This chapter is a play. If I Were You, written by Douglas James. This play is about a playwright named Gerard. In this play, it is explained that how he escapes being killed by an intruder who wants to steal his identity and live peacefully. Gerard fools the intruder, confines him in a cupboard, and finally hands him over to the sergeant. Now, let's start with the play. This play is set in a small cottage. The room has an entrance on the right hand side with a curtain on it. There is another door to the left side of the room which is in use. The room has simple furniture, a small table to the left, a chair or two, and a small bed on the right side of the room. On the table, a telephone is kept. As the curtain on the stage is rolled up, Gerard is found standing by the table making a phone call. He is of medium height and is wearing spectacles that are in the shape of horns. He is wearing a lounge suit and a great coat. His voice indicates that he is cultured and well educated. So this was the introduction when this play starts. Gerard is speaking on the phone. He says that the person should call him up directly. He adds that he would reach in 10 minutes, bids goodbye and put the receiver back on the phone. Then he goes to the divan and starts packing the stuff in a traveling bag. While he is busy packing, another man who is similar to Gerard enters the room silently from the right side. He has a gun in one hand. He is dressed in a bright colored dress, an overcoat and a soft hat. He bumps into the table and Gerard turns around at the sound. Gerard speaks pleasantly to the stranger and says that he is surprised to see him. The intruder says that he is glad to find Gerard happy to see him. He adds that Gerard won't remain happy when he comes to know of his intentions. The intruder asks Gerard to raise his hands. Gerard finds the intruder's behavior to be dramatic and not very natural. The intruder says that he is trying to be composed and now he is short of words to complete the sentence. Gerard adds that he wants to say that he is trying to be calm and nonchalant, that is, not to show anxiety and enthusiasm. The intruder thanks Gerard for completing the sentence and says that soon he will stop acting smart. He adds that he will torture him and make him crawl. Gerard says the intruder could ask him anything, but before that he wanted to sit comfortably. The intruder commanded Gerard to sit on the chair and sit on the divan. He wants to talk about the two of them. Gerard says that finally he has a person who is concerned about him and wants to know about his past. He adds that he would tell him about his life, how as a child he was stolen by a group of nomads, and why at the age of 32 years was he living all alone at this small cottage in Essex. By saying this, he developed an air of suspense around him. The intruder was not intrigued by Gerard's words. He wanted answers to his set of questions and did not want to hear to what Gerard had to say. He asked if Gerard lived there alone. Gerard says that the way in which the intruder spoke made him feel that he was telling him that he lived alone rather than asking him if he did live alone. He added that the intruder's voice was not familiar to imply that he wanted to know about him. The intruder repeated his questions with emphasis and asked Gerard if he lived there alone. Gerard asked what would the intruder do if he did not answer his question. The intruder warned Gerard that if he did not want any harm, then he should obey his orders. Gerard spoke intelligently and replied that his good sense reflected in his ability to avoid pain than the mere desire to avoid it. He asked the intruder about his opinion and addressed him as Mr. To indicate that he wanted to know his name. The intruder replied that he need not know his name, and on the other hand asked Gerard his Christian name, that is, the name he was given when he was baptized in the church. Gerard replied that his Christian name was Vincent Charles. The intruder's next question was if Gerard had a car. Gerard replied negatively that he had no car. The intruder said that Gerard was lying. He said that he was not foolish. He was smarter than him and knew that he had a car. He warned Gerard not to befool him. Gerard asked the intruder if he was really an American or was he copying American accent. The intruder got angry and said that his gun was not a toy. He could harm Gerard and still would get a reply to his question. Gerard showed that he got scared and said that he would be happy to help the intruder. He accepted that he had a car and said that it was in the garage. Then the intruder asked whether the place was frequented by many people. Gerard replied that he rarely had any visitors. He added that very few people underwent the trouble of visiting him. Other than the baker, greengrocer and the milkman, no one else bothered to visit him. The intruder said that he had come to know that Gerard did not meet tradespeople. Gerard commented that the intruder had gone through a lot of trouble to gain information about him. He added that as the intruder knew a lot about him, he should disclose some details about himself too. He added that the intruder had been reserved and had not talked much about himself. The intruder said that he had a lot to talk about himself. In case Gerard thought himself to be smart, he was smarter. He had brains and used his intelligence to achieve things. Gerard commented that the man had just broken into his small cottage, which was not a big deal and did not require much intelligence. The intruder said that the reason for his entering Gerard's cottage would shock Gerard. Gerard replied that by seeing the intruder's behavior, he knew that his reason for entering his house would be shocking. Then he inquired about the crime that the intruder specialized in. The intruder replied that he specialized in jewel robbing. He added that Gerard's car would be a gift for him because it was very stylish. Gerard commented that in Essex, jewels were hardly found. He wanted to say that it was futile for the intruder to visit the area as he would not find any jewels there. The intruder added that just like jewels, cops were also scarce in Essex, and so he could live there peacefully. Gerard asked if the intruder wanted to live with him. He commented that the decision was sudden and that he had not invited the intruder to live with him. The intruder replied that he did not take the trouble to ask permission from Gerard because he won't be there for long. Gerard asked that what did he mean by that? The intruder replied that the surprise was that he intended to kill Gerard. Gerard said that the man sounded harsh. The intruder replied sarcastically that he would be sorry to do that because he had developed a liking for him. Gerard said that killing a person was a serious crime and advised the intruder not to do so. The intruder said that he was being chased by the police as he had already murdered a person. If he would kill another one, the punishment would still remain the same, as they could not hang him to death twice. Gerard said it meant that the intruder was planning to murder him without any reason. He agreed that the intruder would not lose anything, but asked him that what would he get by killing him. He wanted to know the reason for him to kill Gerard. The intruder replied that in return for killing Gerard, he would get freedom. As he had committed a murder, he was hunted by the police and was hiding like a rat. Upon stealing the identity of Vincent Charles Gerard, he would live a life of freedom. He could go to places, eat and sleep without the fear of being caught by the police. Gerard commented that in many dramatic plays, the villain was showed to be a foolish person. He would delay being killed and eventually got frustrated due to the delay. Then he would commit some foolish act and get trapped. But the intruder was luckier than such villains. The intruder replied that he was fine because he was doing this for a reason. He wanted to live on the stolen identity of Vincent Charles Gerard. He enacted Gerard's style of speaking, which he had learned when he had overheard Gerard talking on the phone. The intruder mimed Gerard and asked how was his performance. Gerard commented that the acting was not very attractive. The intruder commented that it was not so because Gerard's behavior was such. He added that he only required spectacles and he would look just like Gerard. Gerard asked the intruder that what would he do about his clothes. His dress sense was not like him and could put him in trouble. The intruder replied that this was not a problem as he would wear Gerard's clothes. They would fit him well. Gerard said that the intruder did not understand his remark when he said that the intruder was luckier than most melodramatic villains. He added that he was not praising the intruder's intelligence, but he wanted to say that the intruder would not kill him until he had a major reason to do so. The intruder commented that that was Gerard's thought. Gerard said that the intruder would leave him alive. He thanked God that the man had not shot at him till that moment. The intruder ordered Gerard to be quick and disclose all that was going on in his mind. He was getting bored by the lengthy conversation. Gerard said that the intruder's plan was to escape the police by killing Gerard and stealing his identity. The intruder confirmed his plan. Gerard asked the intruder that was he sure that this plan would help him escape the police. The intruder said that he had planned everything. He did a job in the town. Something went wrong and he murdered a policeman. Since that day he was on the run. Gerard said that finally the intruder had reached his cottage while running from the police. The intruder said that while he was on the run, he reached a town called Aylesbury. There he saw Gerard and overheard two men discussing him. Their discussion revealed that Gerard was strange and mysterious. Gerard added that he could explain the mystery that surrounded him. The intruder overlooked Gerard's request and continued his speech. He said that Gerard would order things over the phone, would go away and return suddenly. He also wanted to do such things. Getting to know of Gerard was the luckiest happening for him. Gerard commented that the intruder was not intelligent to guess that why was he surrounded by this air of mystery. The intruder prepared to shoot at Gerard as he was getting bored by the conversation. Gerard warned the intruder not to act foolishly. If he shot at him, he would be hanged to death. He added that even if he stole Gerard's identity, he would be hanged to death. The intruder got curious upon hearing this. Gerard said that this was the big surprise for the intruder. The reason behind Gerard being a secretive man, his not have visitors and his activities being suitable for the intruder was that he was also a wrong man. He was not an honest man like a school teacher. His game got over when he had to kill someone with a gun. After that, one of his accomplices got caught by the police. They got evidence against Gerard from him. That particular night, Gerard was expecting that the police could raid his house to catch him, and so he had packed his bag and was ready to escape. The intruder had to clue to all this. He agreed that Gerard had a bag and a gun, but why was he carrying odd stuff like artificial mustaches, wigs, and props? Gerard replied that he was carrying these props so that he could change his appearance in order to hide himself. He hoped that the intruder would believe him. The intruder was still doubtful about Gerard's words. Gerard requested the intruder to believe his words and accompany him in his car. He added that the intruder could help him escape, and if he felt that Gerard's words were false, he could kill him with his gun. The intruder believed Gerard and said that probably he was right. Gerard was in a hurry. He picked up his hat and bag. The intruder warned Gerard that he was watching his moves. Gerard said that one of his accomplices had been positioned on the road to warn him if he saw the police. Just then the telephone bell rang, and Gerard said that it was time to leave. He directed the intruder to leave through the garage door. The intruder doubted Gerard's words. Gerard said that the intruder should not be foolish. He asked him to see for himself. He opened the door and stepped to one side so that the intruder could see outside. The intruder leaned forward with a gun still pointed towards Gerard. As he turned his head, Gerard pushed him into the cupboard and the gun fell off the intruder's hand. The door was not of the garage, but it was a cupboard door. As Gerard pushed the intruder inside the cupboard, he closed the door and locked it. He picked up the revolver and walked towards the phone. The gun pointed towards the cupboard in case the intruder tried to escape. The intruder rattled the door of the cupboard and shouted to be freed. Gerard answered the phone and said that he would not be able to deliver the props in time for the rehearsal of the play because he had been troubled by someone. He added that he would add this incident to his next play. This shows that Gerard was a playwright. He asked the person to send the sergeant to his residence. He added that probably the sergeant could be found in the public bar. So, this was the story of play If I Were You. Stay safe, stay at home. Thank you.